Alright guys, what's up? What's up? This is the Unit 8 study guide video. There's only a few questions on this, not as many as they usually are, but let's get cracking, let's answer all these, and I think this is going to be the shortest study guide video out there yet, so let's do it. Explain the term New Frontier. This is JFK's legislative agenda. How was religion a problem in the election in 1960, or how was it an issue? It was where Protestants, we're going to see, will not vote for a Catholic president. Oh, what happened? A Catholic president, which was, of course, was Kennedy. What was the idea behind the Great Society? Well, he wanted to end poverty. When I say he, I mean LBJ. And he also wanted to, let's say, help out the disadvantaged. Explain Kennedy's upbringing and war life. Well, his background was one of wealth, so he's going to be from a rich family, and he is going to save his crew, his PT, let's say his PT crew in World War II. List the three sections of the Great Society. What kind of reforms were they? So we have education, and we have urban development. So urban development and healthcare. Those are big three. There's more, but those are the big three. You can also put consumer advocacy as well. But all right, number 6, who was the vice presidential candidate in 1960 for JFK? Well, if you guys have been paying attention, we know it's LBJ. Number 7, who are the two presidential candidates in 1960? JFK versus, what is it? What's the dude? What's the guy's name? It's a famous brand of watches, Nixon. Explain the goal of Medicare. Well, it's Medicare. So right there, Medicare. Medicare, you care for your grandma, therefore she is on Medicare. So this is healthcare. Let's say this, affordable healthcare for the elderly. What is JFK's most famous quote from his 1960 inaugural? Oh my goodness, this is a big one. Ask not. It's not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. So that's you and you and you. What can you do for your country? Ask not what your country can do for you. Explain the politics of Cuba during the Cuban Missile Crisis. What kind of system do they have? Communist. Evil communism. 11. What was the end goal of the Bay of Pigs invasion? Well, they wanted to, when I say they, the United States wanted Castro out of there. So they wanted to overthrow Castro. How did America respond when they found out that the Soviet Union had missiles in Cuba? JFK, his first move, JFK will surround Cuba with a blockade. He calls it a quarantine, but I'm here to tell you it's really a blockade. Number 13, explain the deal between the Soviet Union and the United States to end the Cuban Missile Crisis. Couple key points. U.S. will do two things. So on the U.S. side, we'll say U.S. will remove Turkish missiles. We'll say Turkish missiles. And they will also promise never to invade Cuba again. Never invade Cuba. And that should be a capitalized C. Okay. And then the Soviet Union, so I'll just put the SU. Well, that gets confusing. US and the SU. Anyways, the SU will remove missiles from Cuba. So we'll say remove Cuban missiles. Describe the politics of the SU during Cuban Missile Crisis. Who is the leader? Well, of course, we know they're communists. That's obvious. But who's going to be their leader? That's going to be Nikita Khrushchev. And I'm not sure if this is right. I don't think that's spelled correctly, but that's close. Here we go. You can also spell it. This is just for kicks. You can also spell it with an A instead of the E. That's okay in Russian, to my understanding. I could be wrong, but that's my understanding. Number 15, what was the conclusion of the Cuban Missile Crisis? Well, I guess a big conclusion we can say is this is the closest the world has ever gotten to nuclear war. Now, just to remember, Pearl Harbor, of course, America will drop a nuclear bomb on Japan, but that I would not say that's a full-out nuclear war where countries are battling with each other with these nuclear wars and bam, 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 and bombs are going off. That's not quite the same. What is Medicaid? Well, it's Medicaid, so that means that it is healthcare. Healthcare for, we'll just say poor. So Medicare is affordable healthcare for the elderly because you care about your grandma and you want to aid the poor, so therefore it's Medicaid. Number 17, explain the purpose of the Berlin Wall. To keep, maybe I'll make this more clear. The Soviet Union wants to keep East Germans out of West Berlin. Describe how TV played a role in the election in 1960. Well, these are the first TV debates ever for presidential candidates. Number 19, explain how JFK received the African American vote. Well, Bobby Kennedy, or Robert Kennedy, if you wish. Bobby Kennedy will bail Martin Luther King Jr. out. Remember that? Out of jail right before a TV debate. All right, 20, explain the purpose of Head Start. Well, this is free preschool for, let's say, the poor. 21, who were the two candidates in the 1964 election? LBJ and we will have Barry Goldwater. All right, guys, so that's it. Super short study guide, but it's not a very long test. 25 multiple choice questions. My goal, I think we can do it. My goal is 100%. We can do it. Getting A's. You guys can do it. I know you can. 100% of you guys. That means every single one of you. Oops. Fail. Every single one of you is going to get an A on this test. That's my goal, and that's going to be your goal. I think we can do it. I'm positive that we can do it. All right, guys, so let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you guys in class.